What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We are back with another new look rebuild, as today we have ourselves the New York Knicks. Now, obviously, the Knicks didn't change much at all this offseason, but I did promise you we are going to do all 30 teams. So let's just go ahead, jump in, and talk about what the Knicks did do, and do this new look New York Knicks rebuild today. Before we get in today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. YouTube tells me about 60% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you do fall into that 60%, want to change that as we're on the road to 40,000 subs, that would be greatly appreciated. The share scenario file we are on today is by Joda Kelmer on Xbox Series X. Just search him up by gamer tag ID when you go to 2K share scenarios in the My NBA prompt. So that's where you can get this file if you're wondering, because I get asked about it a lot. But as I said, the main thing the Knicks really did this offseason was they brought in Dante DiVincenzo, obviously Villanova alumni, alongside Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart. The last time we did a Knicks rebuild, we had a fun little video as we went for Mikal Bridges to kind of complete the Villanova prophecy. Today, we will not be doing that, which is going to make this video a little bit different from the last one. Plus, if you've been watching the last two rebuilds, I've put in some settings, or I haven't done it, but I've been using a new share scenario where we have injuries on and stuff like that, which is going to make this rebuild a little bit more different from the last one we did when this team is like really the same, but we're going to change some things in this one. So let's go ahead, jump straight into the season. I don't think I don't think the Knicks have above 15 players, so we don't even have to worry about cutting anyone today. But if you take a look at the rotation going into year number one, you have Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitch Robinson, Emmanuel Quickly, Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, Isaiah Hartenstein as your rotation. I'm totally cool with that. There has been some rumors about Evan Fournier. Obviously, he hasn't been able to play for the Knicks. He's not in the rotation. He feels very disrespected by it. There were some rumors about him maybe going to the Spurs. I don't know how real those are, so maybe he still gets traded this offseason. Regardless, maybe we can move him at the deadline, use his gigantic contract to bring someone in. We shall see. We know one thing is for sure, that the Knicks might eventually make a big offer for some star who becomes available, whether that's Joel Embiid that's been talked about recently. Of course, they were in on the Donovan Mitchell thing before that didn't happen. So we'll just kind of see how this video goes for us. We're just going to simulate year one and see what happens. So let's just jump straight into it. And if we're bad, then obviously we got to make changes at the deadline. But hey, if we're good, maybe I still make those changes anyway. It just kind of depends on where we're at and how I feel about things. So I'll see you guys either at the end of year or at the end of the season in the playoffs, or I will see you at the deadline to make some kind of acquisition for this team. At the end of year number one, Luka Doncic comes out here and wins MVP. Victor Wembanyama, Rookie of the Year. Chris Paul, Sixth Man. AD, Defensive Player in the Lakers. Grant Williams, Most Improved on the Mavericks. And Nick Nurse is your Coach of the Year for the Philadelphia 76ers. Luka Doncic, All-NBA First Team with Steph, Giannis, LeBron, and Jokic. I can't imagine we have any Knicks representatives here, but I guess, yeah. No, actually, Julius Randle makes it. So shout out to Julius Randle, All-NBA Third Team. Love to see that. Here's all defensive first team and all defensive second team. So we decided not to stop at the trade deadline because things actually just went like super well for us this year, to be honest with you. Like we really had like one of the healthiest seasons I've seen since I started playing in this file, which again, it hasn't been that much. But if you take a look at the player stats, quite surprisingly, you had a bunch of guys play all 82 games. The only guy that got hurt that was like regularly part of a rotation was Josh Hart, which is quite surprising. And as you can tell, injuries are on. So we were just super lucky that we had like literally no injuries at all. I mean, Kyrie Irving's out with a dislocated shoulder right now. So like, yeah, we just got like super lucky, I guess. But if we take a look at the player stats, I think I'm looking through points per 36, which is not what I meant to do, but 23.5 points from Julius Randle with 10 rebounds, 21 from Brunson, 17 from RJ, 15 from 14.5, 11 from Josh Hart, 11, 7, and then Evan Fournier. I decided not to trade him at the deadline. We're going to maybe pick up his option in the offseason to trade him then. We shall see. And Mitch Robinson, 4 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 blocks. So we draw the Toronto Raptors in round one. We shall see if we can remain healthy throughout these playoffs. Right now, we go in very healthy. So let's see what happens. Game one, we're up 1-0. Great start. Beat them by 1 point. And I assume the Raptors are also healthy for this series. Dennis Schroeder's a starting point guard. And it doesn't look like they have anybody hurt. So healthy teams on both sides. So game two, 2-0. So far, so good. 108-94. Julius Randle, 28, 12, and 5. Game 3, they do win it. Unfortunate to drop 1, but Otto Porter drops 25 on our heads. That's pretty interesting. Game 4, 3-1. And game 5, we are going to move on to round 2. So pretty awesome. Very first season, we're moving on. And so far, as I said, no injuries, I believe, to worry about, which is pretty amazing. So yeah, I don't know why we're so healthy right now, but I'm loving it. I'll say that. So let's go ahead and see how this goes against Philadelphia. They got Harden, Maxey, you know, same 76ers team. They have yet to make a trade in real life, maybe involving James Harden. We shall see if that ever happens. Game 1, they do win 1-0. Game 2, it looks like we did get an injury, so let's go see who it was. I'm not sure why it's telling me in this way. It usually would just tell me who got injured, but I'm not sure who got injured. It was Dante DiVincenzo. So I guess Evan Fournier, you're going to go ahead and play some minutes for us. So let's see. So Evan Fournier gets hurt. So he'll play the last spot on the bench. So I guess it's good we didn't trade him. But we're down 2-0, and I'm assuming we're going to get bounced here in round 2, and we sure are. So in round 2, we get bounced out by the Philadelphia 76ers. So that idea of trading for Joel Embiid is probably not going to be possible, I imagine, especially if the 76ers make the finals. And, well, they lose to the Celtics, but that was the first time they made it to the conference finals with Embiid. But you have the Celtics going on to beat the Timberwolves in 6 games. Not a bad season to start things off, but we can definitely improve on this team. DiVincenzo getting hurt it's kind of tough, but I still think there's more we can do to make this team even better. So I'm re-recording this part because I messed up with a lot of the things I wanted to say. But basically what we've done so far in the offseason is we went through the draft lottery. Our pick did not fall in the lottery or anything like that. We didn't have a lottery pick from another team. There were some protections on some picks. We didn't get them. But you have the 20th pick via the Dallas Mavericks. And then we have our own pick at 26, which led to me filling out the coaching staff. We got a full coaching staff. And on draft night was 20 and 26. I was able to walk away with Ware. And I was also able to walk away with Justin Edwards. So I feel really good about those 2 picks. Justin Edwards fell all the way to me to pick 20. He's a 77 overall, so bringing him in. Player options, I went ahead and, of course, accepted Quentin Grimes, and I went ahead and accepted Evan Fournier's salary because I want to use it in a trade. We also accepted Jericho Sims. So we got those 3 back on the team. Trevor Keels, Dylan Windler, and Amanda Quickly are all restricted free agents. Obviously, we have a lot of interest in bringing back Amanda Quickly, we should say. So we'll be looking to bring him back. But other than that, free agency, if we take a real quick look, we got Josh Hart and Amanda Quickly, 2 guys I definitely have interest in bringing back. And I don't think we have money to bring anybody. I mean, we do have money to bring some other guys in if we want to, but we're just going to go ahead and worry about the first 2 guys to start things off. So Josh Hart, I'm going to go ahead and bring him back. Looks like we actually had a little bit of cap space as well, so which is nice. But I'm going to bring back Josh Hart, and we're also going to bring in Emmanuel Quickly. So let's make sure we get, I guess Isaiah Hardenstein is somebody I wouldn't mind having back either. So we're going to go ahead and and then Quickly is getting an offer from the Raptors. Low key, if Toronto was able to get Quickly, that'd be a really good point guard for them. But unfortunately, I'm not going to allow that to happen. So I'm going to match that contract. Quickly does get a bag, which I figured he would get paid. But now we need to find out what we're going to do with Evan Fournier's salary and what we're going to maybe trade it for. So to me, the main thing I would love to get is a new center on the team. I don't know where that comes from. I do like Mitch Robinson, so if we can keep him as the backup 5, that's fine with me. But I think Randall was really good. I mean, we could technically use his contract as well if we wanted to. We got to round 2 last year, so this team did pretty solid for the most part. But I'm still looking to bring in that star that the Knicks are searching. So I'm going to go see if I can do that this offseason. We shall see if it's out there. I'm going to look long and hard, so we'll go ahead and see if it exists anywhere. Like right now, I see the Lakers are rebuilding and LeBron James is available, and so is Anthony Davis. I mean, you really can't go wrong maybe trade for Anthony Davis and bringing him into the Knicks. That would be pretty fun. So we might go that route. We'll see, though. I'm going to take a look at every option, and I'll let you know what our decision is. But I will tell you right now, that AD one is at the top of my list right now. So obviously, Anthony Davis is the clear winner here out of all the guys I was kind of looking around at. I mean, he's available, and he would be like the guy we could bring in. He's got 3 years left of his contract. He'd be able to help us contend right away, which is what we're trying to do. So he just makes all the sense in the world. So if we have to include RJ Barrett, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I'm going to try to do it without him in the trade. So let's say we started the trade off with Evan Fournier's salary, obviously. We might have to include Mitch Robinson's salary as well, but we'll get to that if we need to. I'm going to include Justin Edwards and Ware, 2 guys I just drafted, but this would make it maybe worth it for the Lakers to go for. We have a few picks we can also throw at them as well, so we'll go for that in a second. But as I said, I would be fine with including Mitch Robinson. I'll include this Pistons pick, and I'll include my own pick. I don't know if this is going to be, I don't think this is going to be enough, to be honest. I'm going to include, but yeah, this is probably not going to be enough. I mean, there's only 4-star trade value. I mean, it's Fournier's salary, Edwards, Khalil Ware, 2 first-round picks, Mitchell Robinson. I mean, it may go. That was a lot easier than it probably should have been, but you know what? We got Anthony Davis, on the New York Knicks. Why was that so easy? I'm actually really curious. What was so easy about that? Is the trade negotiation difficulty like really out of 50? So don't know why that was so easy, but welcome to the team, Anthony Davis. I'm super excited to have you. So now we have Jalen Brunson, Amanda Quickly, Quentin Grimes, DiVincenzo, RJ Barrett, Josh Hart, Julius Randle, and now all we really need to do is solve the front court situation, and we are solid going into next year. So we got the guy we were looking for. We feel really good about that. Nurkic was waived by the Blazers, which I'm pretty, or he was cut. I don't know what happened there, but he's not on the Blazers anymore. Kevon Looney as a backup 5 sounds kind of perfect to me. We also have like Drummond, Isaiah Hartenstein. I mean, Isaiah Hartenstein just played for us, and he's familiar with what we like to do here, so I might just go for him as a backup 5. One of the better backup centers in the league as well on top of that, so can't go wrong there. We can bring in Trey Lyles. We also have like Carmelo, who's obviously retired in real life now, but Obi Toppin, bring him back to the Knicks, and then you got like Covington, Jonathan Isaac. I'm not even sure how I'm able to still afford another contract like this, but whatever. Trey Lyles, I'm going to go ahead and give you a deal to be our backup 4 because we might need you for depth purposes, so we'll go for that. And I think, yeah, that's going to be all we can really do now. So now we don't really have any other contracts to send out, unfortunately. So yeah, we had the bird rights on Hardenstein, which is why then we had the mid-level on Lyles. So that makes a little bit more sense. So we're going to go ahead and go into next season with the team we have. I'll sign some more depth as well. So like Mike James, I mean, if you look at the depth, it's kind of rough at this point. It's not, I mean, one thing about this file is really cool. You know, obviously, as you can see, they got like Kimball Walker, Moutier, like all the finer details in this file is just absolutely amazing. Shout out to Joe DeKelmer for this. Absolutely amazing. But I think I'll bring in like, he even has Dante Exum in here. Like I said, the small details are just amazing. So Terrence Ross, I'm going to give a 1-year deal too for some depth just in case. And I think that's going to be all. And then maybe we bring in like a Stanley Johnson as well. So something like that, that will probably be our off season. So let's go straight to player progression and 2K can fill out the rest. So AD is going down in overall. So is Julius Randle. Trey Lyles is down. Terrence Ross is down like crazy. Wow. That sucks. Quentin Grimes is up though. And you have a few guys going up as well. So not too bad. But we got Anthony Davis on the Knicks. So I'm feeling pretty good about our direction going into next season. We got the superstar we were searching for. The Knicks were looking to cash in eventually on the assets that they have for a guy like Anthony Davis. Again, most of the rumors have been pointing towards Joel Embiid because of what he has said as of late. But getting Anthony Davis, I think, is still really solid. So rotation is going to land us as the first or power ranking number 1. And defensive system, I mean, we ran it last year and it worked out. And it's a 4-star this year with AD coming in. So this should work out perfectly. Jalen Brunson, Grimes, RJ, Randle, AD. Quickly, Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, Trey Lyles, and I'm going to go ahead and throw Isaiah Hartenstein in over Trey Lyles just for that. I mean, it'll probably change as the season goes along. And then, I mean, Julius Randle, AD as a fit down low is definitely questionable, but it's fine. It'll work. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully there's no need to make any stops at the trade deadline or anything like that, because hopefully we're just absolutely cruising and just beating down on the competition in the East. We'll see what happens, though. So we are at the contract extension deadline right now, something I haven't usually been able to stop at, but in this file, it actually works for me. Right now, we're literally 51-10 on the season. It's actually pretty insane how well we're doing. We're maybe going to compete to win 70 games this year, which is wild. But if we take a look at the contract extensions, we have guys like Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle who are willing to resign. I feel like we should easily extend Jalen Brunson. That's like a no-brainer in my opinion. Julius Randle, on the other hand, though, I kind of wonder about it, but at the same time, I mean, we're literally just so good right now that, you know what, let's do it. Actually, we won't. We're not going to do Julius Randle. We're just going to go ahead and extend Jalen Brunson. We're going to wait on Julius Randle. We'll see. But that might push us up against like the cap like a little too much. So we'll address that in the offseason. But right now, as I said, 51-10 on the season right now. We do have some injuries with DiVincenzo and also Trey Lyles down here, so that's a little tough, but hopefully they come back soon. But it hasn't mattered. We're going to go ahead and keep simulating, and hopefully we win literally 70 games this year. We shall see. At the end of year number 2, Joel Embiid wins MVP. Ron Holland, Rookie of the Year on the Chicago Bulls. Christian Wood, 6th man on the Pistons, so back in a Detroit uniform. Chet Holmgren, Defensive Player. Cade Cunningham, Most Improved. And Tom Thibodeau, Coach of the Year. So we didn't win 70 games, but we did go 64-18, which we'll take all day. And then Jacob Park is your executive. That's for the Celtics. But All-NBA first team, do we get like AD and Randle making it together? That'd be pretty cool. I don't see AD or Randle, unfortunately, which kind of sucks, especially since we were like 64-18 on the year. But it's all right. All defense first team. Do we get maybe an AD here? No. So nothing going on here for us. And we traded both the rookies, of course, that we drafted. For the Lakers, you do have Justin Edwards making it for them. He got hurt with a broken vertebrae. How well did he do for them? Only averaged 3 points per game for them. That sucks. But we are the first seed in the East. I don't know if we're too injured going into these playoffs. It looks like we're pretty healthy. Quickly is injured right now. What is the injury for Emmanuel? Quickly, let's take a look. He is day-to-day twisted right knee, so he should be fine here soon. And other than that, we're pretty healthy, so pretty good going into these player stats going into these playoffs. 20 from Jalen Brunson, 20.5 from AD, 13 rebounds, 3 blocks as well. Julius Randle 20 and 9, 16 from RJ, and then 14 from Quickly. So all around, this team is set up for success in my opinion. So let's see what happens. We draw the Pacers in round 1. Andrew Nembhard, Benedict Mathurin. How do the Pacers not have Tyrese Halliburton? Oh no, he's just hurt, right? Clearly he's hurt. Yes, okay, I was about to say, how is Halliburton not on the Pacers anymore? I was about to literally flip a can. I don't know what I would have done, but he is hurt. 6 to 8 weeks, so we should ease, and Tobias Harris is hurt for them. So there's no reason why we shouldn't win this series, in my opinion. Somebody current round, and we are going to beat them in 4. That's tough for the Pacers. They just weren't healthy at all, and I think we're still healthy, which is really good. So going into round 2, very healthy, which is great to see. And now we draw the Bulls. They got Lonzo, Kobe White, Ron Holland, Miles Bridges. Zach LaVine and DeMar injured, or Zach LaVine's just injured? Zach LaVine's injured. So we are running into some injury luck here for the other teams that we're facing. So he is out 1 to 2 weeks with an Achilles injury. That's tough. They also have Javon Carter, who's hurt as well. But let's see what happens. Somebody current round against the Bulls. And wow, with Zach LaVine being hurt, we're down 3 to 1. Are you serious? Is he back? Or are we still just down 3 to 1 to this Bulls team? I guess he's back. I mean, sure. But we didn't just go 64 and 18 just to lose like this, right? Come on, man. Unless we maybe got injured. I don't know. Like maybe there's that happened. But right now it looks like, okay, so we are going to win this one. That's great. So great sign there. Are we still healthy? That's the question, because why are we down 3 to 1 is the question at hand here. But here we go. Game 6 in Chicago. If we can win this one, go back to a game 7 in Madison Square Garden, I think we should be good. And looks good here, and we are going to win game 6. So game 6, they did make it interesting at the end, but time for a game 7. We do have one injury. That's tough. So let's go ahead and see who it is. It's Quentin Grimes. Okay, not the worst injury in the world. Obviously, if it was like an AD or Brunson, that would be really tough. But all right, so game 7, DiVincenzo will start. So we're still in good hands, and that will push Trey Lyles and Hardenstein in the rotation. So I'm not too upset about that. Simcasting game 7 against the Bulls. We'll have to see how long, obviously, Quentin Grimes will be out. I didn't really look at that. But game 7's a close one so far, but it looks like we are running away with it, and we win game 7. So it looks like for a second we were about to get bounced in round 2, but we do escape round 2. And now we've run into the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. Quentin Grimes is out for the season, so we no longer have Quentin Grimes for these playoffs, which sucks. That's tough. Definitely a really good 3-D wing for this team. We're shooting 37% from 3 in the playoffs, so that's tough to lose them. But hopefully we can take down the Celtics. They're obviously one of the tougher teams in 2K, so nothing is guaranteed here. Now, their bench is pretty lackluster, I will say. Do they have any injuries is the question heading into this Eastern Conference Finals. Jaylen Brown, 2 to 4 weeks with a broken right leg. You're telling me this man might come back from... Is he... I swear they have him in the rotation. No, he's not there. I didn't even notice. So Jaylen Brown is hurt, and he's out 2 to 4 weeks. We have to take advantage of that. Game 1... down 1-0, of course. Game 2, we even it up. Okay, game 3, 2 to 1. Of course, we're not going to take advantage of it. Okay, game 5. Is Jaylen Brown still out? He's still out. So, game 5 in Madison Square Garden. We have to take care of business here to take advantage in this series. And it's looking good so far. I think it's safe to say we are going to win game 5. So, that's great. Absolutely obliterate them in game 5. And if Jaylen Brown is still out, we should hopefully win this game 6. Punch our ticket to the NBA Finals. And we do, and just like that, with Anthony Davis averaging 3.5 blocks in those Eastern Conference Finals, we make it to the NBA Finals. We play the Timberwolves. So, as I said, pretty much every series we've ran into, one of their star players was injured. So, do we run into that against Minnesota? So far, I'm not seeing it unless they have like a point guard who's out right now, but I don't think so. So, I think they're very healthy going into this. So, their bench is a little, it kind of falls off after Oubre. This could go either way. I'm going to assume we're still healthy. Quickly is hurt. That's tough. So Quickly, they still aren't playing though. So it looks like he can play through the injury. We shall see how this goes. Game 1, up 1-0. Game 2, up 2-0. Game 3, up 3-0, and it's looking good, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like we might be winning a championship in year 2 with this Knicks team. That did not take long at all. I mean, it's already a really good team, so I'm not too surprised by that. And very close game to end this off, maybe. We'll see if we can close it out. It's looking good. And I think we're going to end it off with a championship for this Knicks team. So I'm going to end it on that note. On a high note, we'll end off on a championship for this video. Only took me literally, I mean, the only thing we really did was trade for Anthony Davis. But, I mean, the team was already set up. And I guess we drafted a couple guys as well. Yeah, I don't think we really did too much. I brought in Trey Lyles, Stanley Johnson, things like that. But I don't know. It was still a fun video regardless. We got a lot of injury luck on our side. Let's jump in and watch the championship celebration, though, to end this video. Thank you guys for watching. As always, this is Crushables. I'll see you on the next one. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.